Let's get started with Ratchet Clank Future a crack in time. If we could actually get drunk this way and just keep on ingestion, that would be pretty awesome. Oh, and I'm making a mess.
You run the second U through time and get drunker, and then run the third U.
That's right.
So this is some delicious wine.
This is actually like high class wine. We have not. We've been doing the box wine for quite some time.
So we have a friend who her name is Karen. She's going through becoming a sommelier, and she kept making fun of us for drinking such shitty wine.
Sommelier is kind of like a wine doctor.
Yeah, that's right. Basically. She's Dr. Strange Wine. So
Yes.
We got from Biale Vineyards. We've got a Zinfandel. It's delicious, and
It's really awesome. Actually,
it's gonna spoil me because she keeps giving us good stuff, and then I'm not gonna be able to go back to $2 Chuck.
Or a box wine that we do. But we'll see. But it's kind of neat to actually get. Yeah, awesome.
Thank you, Karen, for hooking us up. If any of you guys want to send us nice wine,
Sealed,
please. I would be more than happy to drink it if you send it to us.
Or recommendations as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a big game that we've been waiting. Actually, Tobin's waiting for a huge amount of time. I've definitely been excited for it. Ratchet Clank.
Ratchet Clank feature a crack in time.
Crack in time, but time is.
Yes.
Time is a big part of this game.
Time is a huge part of this game, and I'd seen some of the previews for it, and I couldn't quite figure out what they're doing. Like there was a couple things where it looked like they stopped time. Yep. Some other stuff, and I hadn't really seen this whole running through time multiple times, interacting with yourself thing.
Not in a Ratchet game.
No.
There are quite a few other games that we've played, like Curse of Times 10, Braid, a couple other ones. So it's interesting. I mean, they took a couple of the weird thing about this game, and I don't want to I don't want to say it's bad necessarily, but it's almost like Ratchet was like, okay, Super Mario Galaxy, that was an awesome game. Let's take some stuff from that. Braid was an awesome game. Let's take some stuff from that. But they really did make it kind of their own and fold it into their story. So I'll give them a little credit for that.
And in fairness, every Ratchet game has had a history of this. Like it's not so much that they take stuff from other games, but I mean every game they add something. Like I remember going back through and playing these old Ratchets and be like, oh shit, they added magnet boots. Oh shit, they added weapon leveling up.
Yep. Grappling hooks.
Grappling hook. I mean, so they, even though we can point out games that these elements have shown up in, they have always tried to every time push the limits. So you're not like, oh fuck, another Ratchet. They took the same engine, did some new levels.
It's true, and they really did a good job, I think, with taking those elements and building interesting levels around it. I mean, that's what Insomniac is really good at. They're really good at level design. Yeah. They're really good at taking kind of a formulaic sort of platforming experience. Yeah. And just polishing the mother. I mean, like seriously, this is a polished game. It looks awesome. Yeah. Like the best thing about it, and I don't think any other game developer, very few game developers have this level of detail. But when I go to the store and I'm like, hey, I want to find out what this thing does, right? Normally you hit a button and you see this text description.
Yeah, text.
You don't get that. What do you get?
You get a fucking 50s era video where it's like, welcome to something industries. Like, have you ever wanted to skull fuck your enemies with a unicorn horn?
Here you go.
Here's the unicorn horn gun. Blah 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 blah. It's just like they show you what every weapon does. So you're just kind of like, you feel like you're in this world where it's kind of full of ridiculous marketing for things like battle arenas, for weapons. People are going around building huge spaceships, and it's just kind of silly in a really cool way. Yeah,
and they do such a good job with like creating the world and all that. But before we get into the environment, like, how is the actual game? So,
it's awesome.
I'm impressed.
I'm really
impressed.
Really digging it. Yeah.
So a couple of things. I haven't played that as much because we've been like absolutely hammered this past week.
We have been destroyed with games. This is, I mean, it's not a bad problem to have, but we have had to just be pounding through some games.
Yeah. So I know, like, you would have probably already finished Ratchet by this point if you had not played all these other games.
Every Ratchet game that comes out, I usually just like sit down and just beat it. And I've like been playing so many other games that I haven't actually beaten Ratchet yet.
I'm surprised. I'm really surprised. Well, you got a lot further than I have. But some of the stuff that I found that I really like is they split Ratchet and Clank. I don't think I'm giving anything away. No, but they're split.
There's always some weird reason they have to go off apart.
And the reason they do it is to add a lot of different gameplay elements for each. So Ratchet, it's your standard platforming your guns, which is really awesome. It's really well done. But with Clank, they really added that time element where it's all these time puzzles where you're stepping on a thing, recording yourself doing something, and then using whatever that did for other things. It's like, holy crap.
It's really, really cool. Because the thing is you get these platforms, and then each one you basically make a recording of yourself. So this first one, you record yourself and you run over and push this button. The second one, you record yourself, run over and go through the door that the button opened.
Yep.
Sounds easy enough, right?
Pretty easy.
But then what they start doing is like three things.
They give you three? Oh, wow.
And then what they'll do is that this guy goes forward and opens this. This other guy runs over here, but then you have to basically wait for this theoretical second other person to do something, then you run over here and do something. So you're basically doing this dance where once you've recorded yourself 3 times, you have to go back and re-record your first self and do more stuff while you're dancing with these other guys. Like, I know that he's going to run over here, so I have to lift this platform for him. But then when he's done, I run over here and go to the exit. So it becomes this ballet where you record over and over again until all of your guys are doing the right things in time, and I've never seen anything like it. I mean, like, the closest thing I could say is Cursor times 10, which is, I mean, it was cool.
Flash game.
It was cool, but I mean, like, this really takes it to the next level.
Oh, absolutely. And they also add another element, like I was talking about Super Mario Galaxy, where you're Ratchet and you're going out into the universe, like the galaxy, which you didn't do in other Ratchets for the most part. But you're flying in a ship, you're killing people. So this is probably the only place where I can say something negative about the game is that the spaceship parts are kind of lame.
I agree with you.
I mean, seriously, it's the turret mode of this game that generally
it's tacked on. I mean, like, the thing is, they'll send you out in space, and then you're on it's not even 3D, right? You're on a 2D plane, and then there'll be like ships attacking you, and you have to shoot them down, and it's like you've got gun and missiles. I mean, I'm not going to say it's not bad. Like, you're not like, oh, this is bad, but it's kind of boring, and
especially compared to the rest of the game.
Yeah,
right?
it doesn't belong.
So much better.
It doesn't belong.